Hi, welcome to Reddit Tea Time. So I'm a big guy. I work out daily. I go to 3 gyms regularly. I wear and have worn what we lovingly call Ranger panties. They're short shorts. Think Magnum PI. I usually get attention for this, but it's usually just old men that roll their eyes. Occasionally, women stare. Nothing out of control. I've been doing it for years. Well, recently, a woman joined my gym that seems obsessed with my legs. She'll walk over every time she sees me. Well, her husband came with her the other day. He proceeded to have a mental breakdown over his wife talking to me. He came over and asked if I thought my shorts were appropriate. I responded by asking him not to objectify me for being beautiful, which made him very mad. Staff got involved and asked me to cover up for a little while. I said sure. So the next day, I came in smaller shorts but with a long sleeve shirt. He was with her and lost his mind. When staff came again to talk to me, I said I'd been working out like this here for years. I've also seen women wear a hell of a lot less, so I would not be changing anytime soon. Which they shrugged at. So Reddit, am I the bonehead? Now for some comments. Laughing my butt off. Not the bonehead. Not your fault his wife has an obsession with your legs and he's jealous. Not the bonehead, you are in fact my hero. OP replied, first time being called a hero because of my shorts. I love it. Not the bonehead. The next time they bother you about it, ask them for a copy of the dress code in the contract you signed when you joined so you can review it to fully understand what the policy says. Then inform them that you'll be filing a complaint against the husband and the employees for sexual harassment after it says nothing about your shorts in the contract. Not the bonehead. Pretty funny. You should tell him, hey, my eyes are up here. I, 28 male, have been dating this girl, 27 female, for 4 months now, and it's been so fantastic. She's pretty, funny, caring, and we have so many interests in common. She's smarter than me and has a great job and really just thriving in life. We weren't official at first for a few months, and she only started introducing me to her friends about a month ago. First, we went on a double date to a restaurant with a gay couple, which was great. They were funny and awesome, just like my girlfriend. I didn't question it then. Then we went to a potluck with her friends, and one is in a wheelchair and another is so short they almost look like a child, like under 5 feet tall. Okay, still fine. Last week, I met one of her co-workers she's befriending for brunch, and also my girlfriend's brother came. I didn't know her brother only had one leg and wears a fake leg. Her co-worker is trans, in early stages of transitioning. How does this fantastic and thriving woman seem to only have friends who have struggles? I asked her if she has any friends that aren't disabled, and she said sure she does. So I just pointed out I've never met them yet. She was a little irritated with me, so I didn't go into too much detail about my observations so far. I did suggest that maybe she has low self-esteem, so forms relationships with people who are worse off than her so she can feel better about herself, and talked about trying therapy. She didn't respond to me anymore since that conversation, except to call me a jerk face, and it's been almost 6 days with only rare text responses from her that are mostly one word only. I think it was a valid point to bring up. She admitted to me she takes anxiety meds, so I thought maybe she looks badly at herself and wanted to help lift her up. Her life is hard for me to understand, but she won't talk me through it to help me understand and learn about it. I thought I was being supportive and nudging her towards support, but she felt differently. Was it really so bad what I did? Edit. Okay, I can see I was a bonehead by the votes. I also feel I should have included some more info. Like she asked her landlord if she can build a ramp just so she can hang out with her wheelchair friend at home. It cost her a lot of money. She paid it, so it does impact her life and will probably continue that way. Now for some comments. Jesus, you're the bonehead, and what kind of person judges someone else's friends based on their physical characteristics? You're the bonehead. Why are you so hyper-fixated on the ways these people deviate from what you believe to be normal? Like, just because someone is gay or trans or has a physical disability or is short doesn't mean they're a charity case, and the fact that this is where your mind immediately jumps to shows a need to unlearn some ingrained beliefs. I mean, yeah, she must have low self-esteem to be dating a huge bonehead like you. So her friends are gay, trans, disabled, short, and you think that makes them worse off than her? Do you think being straight, or having complete limbs, being tall is what makes someone a better person? You're the bonehead and you're the one who is insecure. 2 people there were disabled and one was her brother, so that isn't a friendship, that's family. So you're asking her if she has any friends without disabilities is implying that being gay or trans is a disability? So yes, you're the bonehead. My wife and I are both 32. Since we got married and moved in together 5 months ago, my wife has simply not made nearly enough food for me. This is not a kind of situation where I'm constantly agitated at her for incompetence or anything like that. I would be more than happy to microwave a burrito. I would be more than happy to whip up a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But I can't. My wife has, every single night of our marriage, done the same thing. She'll make me a tiny dinner. I'm talking like a Chinese chicken salad with 30 grams of chicken and 10 leaves of lettuce arranged fashionably with dressing. When I'm finished eating, I'm still hungry. Because for a 230-pound man who works a physical labor job, it's not enough food. At first, I tried to openly communicate with her, but she always took it horribly. She would adopt a 1,000-yard stare and then begin talking about how incompetent she is and how she can't even make her own husband a proper dinner. I would try to calm her down with, "Oh, honey, that's not the case. I just eat too much," or "Don't worry about it. I can make it a bit more." I would try to be overwhelmingly positive. It never helped. She would always get incredibly disappointed in herself, cry, and or take it out on me. Then she would make the same exact amount the following day. After the communication route failed, I tried to eat her dinners as is. It became hard to sleep at night due to hunger, and I lost 7 pounds in the first month. Eventually, I figured out my own system. On my way home from work, I started swinging by a fast food restaurant and getting myself a burger. I would basically pregame her meals with some more calories. I figured it was win-win, as what she doesn't know can't hurt her, and I could have my fill of food. I would eat on my way home, walk in the door, pick at the salad or quinoa or homemade mac and cheese she made, compliment her on her delicious cooking, and later dispose of the wrappers discreetly. 2 days ago, I was on my way home and in line at the drive-thru. My mother-in-law was coming out of the restaurant. She ran over and greeted me. I asked her in a humorous way not to tell her daughter where she saw me because she'd take it badly, and she agreed. But then she narked on me anyway. I got home to a furious wife who demanded details. When I provided the truth, she got extremely angry and looked legitimately hurt. I'm not good at handling confrontation, and I feel like I betrayed my wife in some way. Was I wrong here? Now for some comments. It's a little concerning that she goes full passive-aggressive when you say something to her. It sounds like she has a really hard time when her carefully crafted mental image of herself is even slightly challenged. Not the bonehead. OP, if you didn't need to drop 7 pounds in 1 month, and wow, that's a lot of weight pretty fast, I think the recommended weight loss is 1 pound a week, then not the bonehead. Your wife is willfully underfeeding you. She's feeding you like a weight-conscious, sedentary middle-aged woman, not an active man. She needs to get over her defensive 1,000-yard stare or the whining that she can't make her husband a proper dinner. And you need to stop reassuring her because she isn't making her husband a proper dinner. Is she this uncommunicative and unwilling to change and you so placating in other situations? And OP, a steady diet of fast food isn't good for you. You need to start preparing your own meals, whether your wife likes it or not, or she gets over whatever this is. Because your solution, while clever for the short term, isn't viable for the long term. And I would be pretty unhappy with the mother-in-law. She could have minded her own business, and this dysfunctional little compromise dynamic could have proceeded indefinitely and without drama. Good luck, buddy. Not the bonehead. Honestly, I find all the "what's to stop you cooking, etc." comments so off the mark. Would you say that if a man was controlling a woman's diet and guilting her for stopping for fast food or making a sandwich? Clearly, OP and his wife have a setup where he does the physical job and she mostly cooks. Nothing wrong with that. She's controlling his food intake and refusing to adapt to his dietary needs. She applies avoidance tactics when reasonably confronted. She is likely not eating enough herself for dinner based on the description of a typical meal. All signs point to an eating disorder. OP, get your wife some help, please. Okay, she's not my sister-in-law yet, but I used it to make their title simpler. She's my boyfriend's brother's girlfriend. I, 28 female, have been with my boyfriend Ian, male 32, for 3 years. We've decided to host a small early Christmas dinner. One of the people invited was his brother Jake, male 26. Jake asked if he could bring his girlfriend as she was all alone. They've been together for 3 months, and we agreed, the more the merrier. His girlfriend, Navia, female 28, seemed a bit timid but lovely. Navia brought her 8-year-old son, that we didn't know was coming. She seemed lovely, right until she went to the bathroom. She came out shrieking, box of my tampon in her hand, literally gasping for air in between her shrieks. I could barely understand her. Turns out, my box of tampons was visible. Duh, it's within reach because hey, I need it monthly, why should I hide it and then look for it? She was going off about being disgusting. How could I be so shameless to have this in front of a child and other men and so on? I looked at her in disbelief. I couldn't believe she made a scene about a box of tampons. Has she never been in a shop? Anyway, I told her that my tampons stay where they are, but if she's so pressed, she can leave and go home where no tampons are present. She turned red. Quite literally, her face was bright pink. Huffing and puffing, she dressed her kid and told Jake to drive her home, which he did. Jake didn't come back, but he called from her house telling Ian that I was the bonehead. I was surprised to hear that Ian, my boyfriend, agreed with him. I thought he would be on my side. We were about to argue, but I decided it wasn't worth it and went to my office to cool down and think this through. Was I the bonehead for telling her to leave? Now for some comments. Not the bonehead. Nobody would have noticed if she didn't drag the damn things out and yell about it like a buffoon. Keep the box when you're done. Leave it out if she comes over again. Not the bonehead. This stranger came to your house and insulted you. She's hardly a member of the family after 3 months of dating your boyfriend's brother. If she was genuinely concerned about her child seeing the tampons, then she wouldn't have walked out waving them in the air and screaming. You need a better boyfriend. They are the boneheads, and the girlfriend's entitled attitude in bringing an unannounced child. No, you were brilliant. Tell boyfriend he can stay at his brother's until he apologizes and sticks up for you. Not the bonehead. It's a box of unused tampons. She was being a drama llama. What do you think? Please let me know in the comments below. If you like these stories, please consider subscribing. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next Reddit story. In the meantime, please take care of yourself. Bye for now.